What's going on, everybody? Kenny Bomber's in the building, and as the dust settles on the release of Mortal Kombat 1, the community put together a beautiful document detailing things they want to see fixed or updated in this game. So let's take a look at this document and see if these are things all of us are running into, or are they being a little extra? But first, let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite thing about Mortal Kombat 1? And let me know one thing you want to see fixed before anything else. But don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you don't want to miss any updates on Mortal Kombat 1. Now let's get into it.
Run, boy, they coming on.
So if I'm not mistaken, this was created by USS Crazy Bat on the website formerly known as Twitter, and you might notice this has the same aesthetic as the Mortal Kombat 1 website, but it's very respectful and it's very clean. If you want them to hear you, I think this was a great way to do it. Now, I don't know who was surveyed or how this list was compiled, but these are a lot of changes I've seen thrown around on X. But before we get into it, I'm going to tell y'all my biggest problem with Mortal Kombat 1. Now, I love the game, I think it's beautiful, and I think the fighting style is better than it ever has been, but my biggest problem is the lack of single player content. I've already finished everything. I spent a long time playing Mortal Kombat 11 because there was just so much there with the challenge towers and the crit mode, a lot of different chests to unlock, and I didn't have to jump in online. Now, with Mortal Kombat 1, I'm at the point where if I want to have fun, I gotta jump in online, and I can only really do 3 rank sets a day. I said that before, but y'all, that is a fact. But the positive part about that is they are going to come back every 6 weeks and update the invasions mode, and that is going to keep the single player experience relatively fresh. Now, do they do different things with the invasions mode or switch it up a bit? That's going to be something I'm interested in seeing, because I think this was an okay start, but I think they definitely need to buff the mode up a bit. But I gotta say this, a conquest mode with side quests where we can interact with the characters from this new Mortal Kombat universe and have all of the treasures from the shrine spread around it would have made this the best Mortal Kombat game of all time. Now, I know that's asking for a lot, but it's not my fault. They spoiled us with Mortal Kombat Deception, so this one is on them. But speaking of being spoiled, let's go ahead and get into this list. So the first thing they have listed here is scroll wheel and shop menus. Now, this is something I've seen thrown around on the website formerly known as Twitter, and it's the fact that some characters have more than 6 items in the shop, but there's really no scroll wheel or good indicator that shows that the character has more items to purchase. The second I found out people were finding hidden items in the shop for their characters, I rushed in there to see if there was anything extra for Sub-Zero I hadn't picked up yet. And spoiler alert, there wasn't. Now, I don't think this is anything game-breaking or anything major, but if it is affecting more than a handful of people, then I think it would be something that would be good to be addressed. So, good quality of life fix they may want to take a look at. Now, this next one is pretty interesting, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Offline content inventory. Many have reported that they cannot access purchase content or customization inventory, they put the K on there, y'all, when offline. In the interest of longevity for the game, would it be possible to rework this so access is stored client side? Now, this is pretty much saying that when you're not connected online, you can't really customize your character. You can't see that you have those things unlocked. You can't play as Shang Tsung when the game is offline either. Now, when this happened, when they shut the servers down, I had some people sending me pictures saying Shang Tsung was locked while the servers were down and they couldn't play with him at all. And some people in the comment section of that video where I mentioned it said they were able to play as Shang Tsung, so I don't know which way it goes. I don't know what's going on with that one, but that would definitely be interesting to get the final word on. In fact, let's do that right now. All right, so we unplugged the Ethernet cord. Let's see if Shang Tsung is available. And he is. Shang Tsung is still available even when I'm not online. Now, another thing they just pointed out here is the fact that you can't see your customization items when you're not online. So let's take a look and see if that's the case. So I can see all of my customization items as well. So I don't know if this is specific to certain people or what's going on or what you guys are doing wrong, but I mean, everything's here. There's our answer. So as I was closing out that clip, I realized Bi-Wan was not available, and I do have access to that skin. So it looks like while Shang Tsung is available offline, the premium skins we get from the shop may not be. It's all confusing. So the next thing they have listed here is visible locked items. And this one is interesting because if you go look at like the characters' different gear slots, some characters have blank boxes in the gear menu and you really don't know if there's something to unlock there or not. So really what they're asking for here is if there is something to unlock, maybe you just put a lock there and let us know the requirements to unlock it. So we're not trying to complete Sub-Zero's tower 10 times hoping the gear piece unlock. If that's what we need to do, then you can put it right there, let us highlight it and say, okay, this is what I need to do to unlock this gear piece. Or if it's nothing, maybe just remove the extra boxes, but if it's something that's coming soon, put coming soon. Now another interesting thing they have here is also indicate in the premium shop if listed items can be acquired through other means, whether that's invasions or the shrine. Now they wouldn't do that because if they do that, then you're gonna go get them from invasions or the shrine and not spend your money on it. Come on y'all, at the end of the day, it's a business. Now the next one seems to be a pretty simple fix because it was in the other NRS games, but I've seen a lot of people asking for this on X. Pinning moves to the HUD. Is it HUD or is it HUD, y'all? Let me know in the comment section. I always go HUD. But this is one that is very helpful. So if you're in the practice menu trying to get to learn a new character, this lets you pin the different moves or different strings to the screen so you can run through and practice them as you go along. You see it a lot in Street Fighter. I think Tekken kind of moved away from it. I don't know if it was added to Tekken 7, but I don't believe it was there when that game first came out. And I think Tekken is the game that needs it the most. This one is a lock. I think we'll definitely see this added to Mortal Kombat 1 because as I stated, I see this a lot on X and Ed Boon actually acknowledged it as well. So I think we'll see this added sooner rather than later. But this next one, something that's very close to me, y'all, because I just don't understand. My mind cannot comprehend the way they actually made these work. Intro dialogues. The intro dialogue in NRS games is a fan favorite feature. One of my favorite features because I'm a story and I'm a character guy, y'all. And when I play these games, I want to take all of the story, I want to take all of the character stuff in. But currently, the character intros can only be experienced in local matches and online casual. If possible, classic towers and rank could be reworked to show us the dialogue before the fights begin. I cannot believe they put all of that work into the character intros in this game just to hide them. You want to play a casual match? Sure, you could see him there. You got a buddy come over to the house and you're playing one-on-one? Sure, you could see it there. But when you go into practice mode, now this is the biggest thing I don't understand. You go in practice mode, you pick your two fighters, you get no character intros. You go in the classic tower, you get no character intros. I would go through an infinite tower just to hear this new Sub-Zero's interaction with every single character on this roster. But right now, the only way I can do that is to go on a one-on-one versus match, turn on a second controller, pick two characters, listen to the character interaction, exit the match, go back to the character selection screen, and do the same thing over and over again. Now, why would they hide these character intros? I can't say for sure, but y'all know we like to speculate. So these things have to be expensive, right? You gotta pay somebody to write them, you gotta pay the voice actors to come in and record them. So the plan may be to just move away from these altogether. If they completely remove the character intros from Mortal Kombat 13, it's not gonna be an extreme difference because we only kinda got them in Mortal Kombat 1. This is the thing I wanna see them fix the most out of all 3 pages on this list because it would add a lot to the single player experience. Even if they added it only to the towers, I could take my favorite character through the towers and see how he interacts with these other characters that he didn't get to interact with through the story. So the next one they have here is another one that's very interesting. Now, a big part of this game is unlocking different pieces for your character and customizing them to make them look the way you want them to look. But when you get to the character selection screen, you can only pick one costume loadout. So you can't pick a secondary costume on that character selection screen, which is kind of strange because if player 1 picks Sub-Zero and player 2 picks Sub-Zero, player 2 Sub-Zero is going to pull up in a secondary costume. Now, I think this ties back to those character intros, because we know they come together and they clash and they talk to each other first while the stage loads up. I think when you click on 1 versus 1 or whatever mode you're going in, they already have everything loaded up and ready to go so they can get into that character intro and jump right into the stage. And if you're picking different costume, that's going to kind of stress out that loading system they got going on. That's more speculation, but I think that's the only thing that makes sense. Now the next one is another really good one, and I hope something is done to make this process a bit less grueling, because if you go into the shrine, let's say you got 30,000 coins. Every transaction costs 1,000 coins. So you're gonna have to sit there and press A 30 times and watch that shrine animation 30 times, and that shrine animation is not quick. So if they can do something where it says, would you like to spend all of your coins? Why, yes, spend all 30. You press A and they show you like a grid of everything you unlocked, and maybe you can scroll through and see everything. I think that'll be a lot better than us having to sit there and press that 30 times. Just spending time getting all of those things done, it's a mess, and I hope that is something they address too. The next one says outro skip. The ability to skip the character outros, such as an MKX, to speed up the faster transition between matches. This is kind of a thing where we say we don't know what we want, because we're asking for the character intros to be in the matches, but we want to skip the outros. This is where we got to kind of be careful, where we don't want these things to contradict each other. So do you want it to be faster, or do you want to sit through the character intros? Which, I mean, they come in and dance at the beginning of the fight anyway, so hey, again, double-edged sword. Mastery XP. Rework Mastery XP for slightly faster progression. I think the way it works now is kind of done for us to stay in there. So I don't know if you want to rework that. I mean, maybe make, I don't know. Let's see what else they say. Include XP buffs, multipliers. Yeah, sure. Purchase using excess coins or seasonal currency. I think you got to be careful what you ask for on that one, because they might make it purchasable with dragon crystals, and you know you got to spend some guacamole to get that. I think using seasonal in-game currency would be good for level ups though, because if, let's say I want to level up a character like Smoke. I don't want to use Smoke, so if I could spend coins to level him up instead of actually going through the grind and using him, then I think that'll be cool. And the last one says notification clear. Allow players to clear new notifications from customize and collection. Another quality of life thing. I don't think that's going to make or break anything, but if it's bothering enough people, maybe they're going to want to address it. We'll see. But that is not the only page here, y'all. We actually got 3 pages. It took us a lot longer to get through that first page than I thought it would, because I was talking a lot, but that's cool. If y'all want to see part 2 of this video, let me know in the comment section, and we'll go through and talk about all of these other changes and see if it's things that we want to see fixed or changed or not. Thank y'all for tuning into this one. Don't forget to drop a like on it and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.